with my brother and my daughters in our nation's capital. I'm Rosalinda Roman.
And this is the new Mexicast.
Welcome back to the new Mexicast, everyone. As you see, we are in our nation's capital, and this is a big part of the reason I really love this video podcast. I get to do my work wherever I am, including here in Washington, D.C., with my family on vacation. So it's a really special benefit for doing this video podcast. Another reason I love doing this is that I get to choose the stories that really interest me. For example, the ladies that I'm going to introduce you to this week are really an inspiration for me and this podcast. They really don't have a lot to do with New Mexico, but they did inspire me to try my own hand at podcasting. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to the Manic Mommies. This episode and technical support for NewMexicast.com provided by IndieLab.org, where independent media lives. IndieLab offers completely free blogs and websites for media creators. If you're a video blogger, musician, photographer, filmmaker, or podcaster, IndieLab is your answer. Sophie, Anders, Tommy, and Brendan have been playing together in their Boston suburb for as long as they can remember.
First person I hear cry with the water guns. No more water guns.
And on this particular summer morning, a backyard squirt gun fight with their parents is the perfect way to cool off.
Yeah, I like this one.
While their mothers, Erin, Kane, and Kristin Brandt, also enjoy the idea of these lazy days of summer, in reality, there's nothing lazy about them. While their husbands continue the backyard water war, Erin and Kristin head inside to go to work.
This is Kristin.
And I'm Erin.
And you're listening to Manic Mommies, the podcast for moms trying to do it all.
And then some.
Once a week, these friends and neighbors set up a portable sound studio and record their award-winning, internationally known podcast, Manic Mommies.
We're constantly explaining to people what a podcast is, because most people think you need an iPod, and you don't. You can actually, it's just a media file. In our case, it's audio only. Don't like video. This is special.
While they may shy away from the video spotlight, these busy moms never shy away from tough topics on their show.
I have a problem with the fact that Star Wars themed stuff now is just Darth Vader. Like,
right.
Why is this a good idea? We're taking most evil man in the galaxy and putting him on plates and balloons.
Motherhood is hard, and that's what we try to bring to the show, is a little humor about the fact that it's not perfect, and it's okay to not be a perfect mom.
Hi, Manic Mommies. This is Wendy calling from Colorado again. I love you guys.
But if you ask the Manic Mommies fans, this is a pretty perfect podcast.
Thanks for keeping it real, Erin and Kristin. I love your show.
Created by two very impressive women. Not only are Erin and Kristin both balancing two kids, a husband, and the Manic Mommies, they both also have full-time jobs. Which means they have to get creative about when they record the show.
There's my son.
And my son. Go away.
See, now she's catching the true, what really happens. I would say the husbands are supportive. They're actually very supportive. We couldn't do this if they weren't outside right now watching the kids and putting up with our antics. But we try to do as much as we can, after our kids are in bed. We'll record a lot of times late at night or edit late at night. And now that I work for myself, I have a little more flexibility where I can kind of squeeze things in during the workday where my husband doesn't know. And that's the way we like to keep it.
That sense of humor and their ability to talk candidly about the incredible balancing act modern-day mommies face is why Manic Mommies is a hugely popular podcast with thousands of listeners eagerly anticipating each week's new episode.
On our really down weeks where we're both tired, and we go, ugh, how long can we possibly do this? I think, could you imagine what would happen if we just stopped? I mean, our audience has reached a point where, it's at a size I never, ever could have dreamed it would be. And we would have a revolt. I feel that there would be moms on our front steps going, when's the next show?
But that large, loyal fan base wasn't always a foregone conclusion. Erin and Kristin built Manic Mommies from the ground up, one episode at a time.
Our guest, when we have one, uses this mic, and we share that mic. And someday we'll actually afford a third mic.
Starting as little more than an occasional recorded chat between friends.
So what do you do with this, Sophie girl?
When 3-year-old Sophie was just an infant.
Sitting on, in her little bouncy thing on the kitchen table. I think we had one stand-up microphone, like from Logitech, and the kids were running around because it was Sunday morning, and, we really didn't have any grand plans other than just to try it. Then what happened is people started to listen.
Now a lot of other podcasters hold the Manic Mommies podcast up as a model of what is possible, not just as an exercise in successful podcasting, but as an example of how two women can truly make a difference in the world.
I mean, people started talking about real issues and connecting and making friends, and people were finding, through these forums, friends in their community who also listen to Manic Mommies. So that makes us feel really great when we get a letter or an email from somebody who has met another mom and developed a friendship through listening to our show. That's sort of why we do it.
And why their listeners hope they keep on doing it for many years to come.
If you like our show, please help spread the word and tell 3 friends, or leave a review for us on iTunes.
See you next time. Have a great Manic week.
Bye. I don't know what the future holds for Manic Mommies, but right now it's a pretty nice place to be.
For New Mexicast, near Boston, I'm Rosalinda Roman.
Love you. The Manic Mommies post a new episode every week, so you definitely want to check them out. You can find them by going to my website at newmexicast.com, and there is a link to their website, which is manicmommies.com. Or you can also go to iTunes. They are one of the most popular podcasts listed in iTunes, so you will find them very easily. And while you're there, you can also find the New Mexicast in iTunes. Make sure to subscribe to both podcasts, because then you get an update every time a new episode is posted. And it is totally free, so be sure to do that. I already have several other stories shot from this vacation and while I was in New Mexico, so you definitely want to keep tuning in to the New Mexicast. A lot of good things coming up. I hope you enjoyed the Manic Mommies, and I hope you have a good 2 weeks. See you again soon.
Like a dream I had.
New Mexicast theme song is New Mexico by Dorian Spencer. Additional support for New Mexicast provided by
Probably the keeper. All right.
I want to see Mama.
You wouldn't know this guy's a Marine. You got a soft spot.
You are a monkey.
Do you like that your mommy does the Manic Mommies?
Yeah.
Yeah? It doesn't bother you that she's always recording?
Bothers me.
No.
Don't say that. I just said how supportive you were in there.
I'm supportive.
The lady with the camera.
Rosalinda.
Roman.
How come I have a problem saying that? Rosalinda.
Roman.
Why can't I have a... Well, let's get to our interview, because today, it's so weird, we're recording on a Sunday, and you're going to have to edit this puppy quickly and get it up online.
Seriously.
We have Rosalinda... I keep wanting to say Roman. Could you come over and tell us what your name is, please? Who are you, and what are you doing here? Who's this person with the camera in my living room? Did you invite her? Did you work that out? Did you invite her?
No.
That camera in my...
It's totally your fault.